Hello, Just Too Good here. Today we're taking a look at the LEGO Spider-Man vs. Venom set from 2019, which has 604 pieces, 4 minifigures, and retails for $50 in the United States. Now let's take a look at those minifigures. So here is the Venom minifigure, and this design is new for 2019 with a new torso and face print, sort of similar to the older one that they used since, 2013, I think, but not the exact same. And you see some back torso printing right there as well. There's Ghost Spider, or Spider-Gwen, or Spider-Woman, whatever you want to call her, in this set. The torso and face print are new. This is a character that we've been wanting for a while, actually. Love how it came out. And then you have some back torso printing as well. Oh, and I almost forgot. They do also give you this attachment, which uses one of the new web pieces. Basically, they have a pack of web pieces, and they give you an extra one of these handcuffs, as well as an extra one of those in the set, but just had to add that to the Spider-Gwen minifigure. There's Spider-Man, which this design is the same one in the Spider-Bike set with the dual molded legs, and the torso and face are very much appreciated for 2019 because we've been getting the same comic Spider-Man since 2012, and that one actually appears in all of the 2019 Spider-Man sets. Still a good minifigure to get, though. Lastly, there's Aunt May, who has an ice cream cone. Her torso print, if I'm not mistaken, is new and exclusive to this set. Her face print looks pretty shocked, and on the back of her face, she does have an alternate expression. Though this is the same face print they used in the Bridge Battle set for Aunt May, as well as the Hogwarts Express for, I think, the Trolley Lady. So here are the builds of this set. First, we'll start off with that awesome-looking Venom mech. It's Venom. Gotta go and get him. Sorry, that song is just terrible. But this is a really cool build in general. It could double as a giant Venom or just a Venom mech, which they give you a little control cockpit at the top. But let's start off with one of my favorite parts of the set, which is just the head. So the head has this really awesome looking shoulder pad piece with printing on it, which makes sense. I thought it was going to be the dome piece. I guess I didn't take too close a look at it. The tongue right here can move, and there's actually two parts to it. You have the base and then this edge part right here. So you get lots of different positions out of it, which is fun to play around with. Other than that, I love how they did the teeth just kind of surrounding the mouth. It looks really creepy and cool at the same way, which is how I guess Venom should look. Unfortunately, there's no way to really move the head up and down, which is kind of a shame because it is a really cool build that would be interesting to get different positions on. The body itself actually uses a bunch of stickers, which is kind of a pain in the butt to put on. There's one there, one underneath the head, which is very hard to see, but you kind of get a look at it right there. One here, and then one at the edge right there. And once you put those all together, it actually ends up looking really cool. Yeah, I wish they would have been printed because it took a lot of precision to put it on and make it look good. Now, up top behind the head is the only part indicating it's a mech, which are these antennas and the little cockpit going on here. Now, also connected are these tendrils, and you're going to see a lot of these in the set, and this just gives it a more rough look. I like how they're not both the same piece because it gives it some more authentic look to the character, and that's it for this top part. Keep in mind, both arms are identical builds, just inverted. For the left one specifically, we have this shoulder pad piece, the same one they use for that printed face, except this one has no printing on it, and it's actually kind of hard to get because those only came in construction figures in that coloring. Now the actual arms themselves have two joints. We have one at the shoulder, which you can move around pretty neatly. More of those tendrils coming out just like at the back of the build. Also like how they use these rocky pieces, I think from Nexo Knights in black, which just gives it more texture to it. And then you have this mini ball joint after that for the wrist. But then you have another way to rotate it because the hand itself is attached via a Technic pin. Now the fingers have these nice nails to them, or claws, which you could put a minifigure for Venom to hold. We just have Aunt May there, and he grasps onto her pretty well, so that's just a nice little play feature. And before we move on to the legs, I have to give props because the back of the figure actually has some nice detailing to it as well, with these sloped roof pieces, just to give it a more complete look all around, which I really appreciate. So the legs are forever bent in this position, and this would be a problem if you couldn't get too many poses out of it, but I played around with this, and you could actually move these socket joints right here and get a few different poses out of this, even though it's kind of the most, or not the most conventional position for legs. It supports the top pretty well, so that's not really a problem. Now where the feet attach, there is another little socket joint, so you can move the feet as you'd like. Still, those knees would be bent, and not all of them work. If you have a Venom sitting down like this, it wouldn't really work. So that's kind of a shame that you can't get too many poses with the feet. It looks like Aunt May just fell out of his hand. But the feet themselves do have a cool design to it. I like how they use these spike teeth pieces and also these pieces to just show kind of these, I guess, long, sharp nails at his toes. But other than that, there's enough different ways to display this figure, and let's try some of them out. Seems like Venom's taunting in this pose. Looks like he's dancing in this one. This just shows how well built this is. This is all supported with just one foot on the ground. As fun as it is to show Venom in different poses, there's still one other mech in this set. That's the Spider-Mech. That's pretty puny compared to the height of the Venom mech. And comparatively, this is just a much worse mech in my opinion. I like the Venom one a lot better. Even the back of this, you could see, has less detailing to it and looks less finished. The cockpit is held by these two little web strands right here, which are part of the new, I guess, part pack that they kind of add into these Spider-Man 2019 sets, or at least some of them. Spider-Man attaches to the cockpit by attaching the back of his legs to this piece right here. There's two little antennas as the switches controlling the mech. There's a sticker right here. There's a sticker at the top of these little knees, which we'll get to the legs in a bit. Then you have these two arms. And unlike the Venom mech, each arm is actually different. Now, one thing to note is that there's even some detailing on the side of the arms right here where you get a sticker. Also, these spider pieces, which I incorrectly said yesterday in the Spider Bike review that they were new for 2019, but they actually came in the Nexo Knight sets. But there is a stud shooter, and this time for the stud shooter, they shoot out web. So they just kind of attach that new web piece to the stud shooter and a couple of studs. And you push down on it, and it launches like that. They also give you an alternate web to kind of launch, which is this build right here. You could attach it in and just launch it just like this. That's kind of fun to play around with. I guess it's a little bit of a switch up from the traditional little stud shooter design. There is actually some points of rotation. You have a mini ball joint right there, as well as a mini ball joint at the shoulder right there. Now for the left arm, it has, in my opinion, kind of an ugly build. The shoulder is kind of the same build with even the sticker right here, but then you get to this build and there's just a whole bunch of these little web pieces and these, I guess they were dart pieces. And I don't know what they were going for here. Maybe like a way to hold a minifigure, but then it kind of looks like they're capturing them with how spiky these parts are. It just looks very menacing. I mean, does this look safe to you? Look at how spiky these are. I don't know why they're on the Spider-Man mech because they just look so darn menacing. But you do have two on the side that use these newer web pieces and the spike pieces. And the two at the top, as I said, use those dart pieces. And you can move them up and down as you'd like. Moving on to legs, those two stickers I pointed out earlier. You could see the top joints right here also have almost like a knee bent look that the Venom one has. But there's just 4 ball joints. You got one right there and then one at the bottom where the feet attach. And the same go for the one on the right because they're both the same exact leg builds. Now at the bottom of the feet, they do have these stickered pieces. You could still get some poses out of here, which is okay. Here's one admittedly cool pose that makes it look like an Exoforce mech. This looks like a victory pose. This one looks like he's charging up, and that's it for the Spider-Mech build. Finally, there's the board for Ghost Spider / Spider-Gwen, and the design for this is pretty neat. There's a sticker right here, a sticker on this little side guard, and even a flame coming out from the back, and it looks just interesting in my opinion. Not too complex in a build, and you even get a little play feature with these stud shooters. But that's it for the builds of the set. Let's take a look at the packaging and then the final verdict. So here's the box for this set. You got your traditional $50 box size, and then the back actually has some little play features and such displayed. So here's the instructions, which, as with all these 2019 sets, you could scan this corner to get the instructions on your iPad now. And no, even being the biggest set, they don't even have any ads for any of the other sets. I hope LEGO's not done doing ads for themes in general. That would make me kind of sad, honestly. So I really love that Venom build. Some of the minifigures are amazing, and at least each one of them are interesting in one way or another. Just the Spider-Mech that just kind of seems like a waste of a build in this set. It's not very interesting. It's puny compared to the Venom. And in my opinion, they should have just got rid of it, put more minifigures, and then put another side build to show all of them taking down Venom. That would have been a much more interesting dynamic in the set than whatever this build is. But with all that considered, I think this set will appeal to kids and adults alike, which is always what I look for in LEGO sets. And there's enough great pieces, and it's enough of a $50 value, because you get 600 pieces. It feels like it's worth the price, except maybe the lack of some minifigures. So I'd rate this one a B+. Again, could have done more work with the Spider-Mech. Could have maybe used some more minifigures, but other than that, I really recommend this one, especially for that Venom build. So that's it for now. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I think I'm done with the Spider-Man 2019 reviews, except the Sandman set, which I didn't get, so maybe stay tuned for that. Not sure if I'll cover it. I'll see you guys later. Peace out.